Well, hello there, my little darlings, and welcome back to another episode of Warframes. And today, as you can see on the screen, we're taking a look at my favourite Kitgun. And I know there's a lot of new content out in Warframe, but let's not forget there's a lot of old content too, and there are a lot of players that haven't reached the new stuff yet. So let's go over my favourite Kitgun. It is quite former heavy, and it's got some special mods in it. However, you can easily use the variants of them, so let's get into that. And before I do, thanks for being here. Do drop me a like, comment and or sub. All three get a gold star and maybe a smooch on top of the head, you know, familial, friendly, not intrusive, not rude, okay, just to say thanks. And let's get into my favorite Kitgun. And if you're not sure where to get Kitguns from, the first place in the game they will become available to you is Fortuna Venus. If you go to Rude Zood, she will be selling the parts here. Now, they won't all be available to you at first. You have to rank up here at Fortuna, so that's a little bit of work. But you can start building and, you know, buying components. You need a grip, a loader and a chamber, and you can interchange them, whichever ones you want, and they, depending on what you choose, can become a primary or secondary. And what we're looking at here are the Pax Arcanes that go in Kitguns specifically. The Pax Charge Arcane is the one we're going to focus on in this video because it recharges your ammo, which means you don't need to pick up ammo. It recharges itself, and it's really good on Steel Path missions when there's low ammo pickups. You can just keep going, man. it's brilliant. However, to fully rank, you need 10 of them, and they are 10,000 standing each. However, you can buy them from other players for around 5 plat each at the moment as I record this. And you have to buy the components, build them in your foundry, and that often requires other components like other blueprints that you will get from Smokefinger here or at the other place we're going to look at in a moment. And there are just lots of components. You might have to go fishing and dismantle your fish here. You know, you're gonna have to go mining. There are some things like the Goblet Tears, as you can see, you're gonna have to buy that blueprint from Smokefinger to build it. So it's a work in progress, but once you've got those blueprints and all you've got to do is mine and build, you know, and it's there, it's in the bag, and it's early on in the game, so it's something for you to focus on and get on with, and it's a really good weapon. So when I started replaying back through Warframe on my second account, my PC account, this was one of the first things I worked towards, was to build this Kitgun, because I couldn't access the Incarnate weapons or the Kuva weapons or Tenet weapons or anything like that. So this is what I focused on, and it's a secondary weapon, and it is amazing. So come to Fortuna, rank up here. The other place you can get Kitgun parts is Deimos from Father at the Necrolisk. And you may have to rank up here again at the Necrolisk. Again, it's something to work towards. And what we're working towards here is the Spore Lacer Chamber. I don't use any of the other components for Kitguns from Father, just this Spore Lacer. I have built the Vermisplicer Kitgun, but the Spore Lacer just turns out it's better. For me, anyway. And it doesn't matter where you get your components from. You can either go to Rude Zood or Father to assemble your Kitgun, and I think that costs credits at first. And then once they've assembled your Kitgun, you have to rank it up to 30 and then bring it back to either Father or Rude Zood for them to guild it, which means they'll add a former component to it, which is amazing, and they'll also make it so that you can give it some color, give it some skins and things. You can actually, you know, personalize it a little bit, and then you have to re-rank it up to 30 again and just keep going. Now, these Kitguns are definitely former heavy. You'll see in a moment I've put a lot of formers. I put all 8 in, and then I put some more in because I added Omniformers now, which honestly if I'd have had Omniformers from the get-go, it would have made life so much easier, but never mind, we live and we learn, and we're very grateful to the devs for releasing the Omniformers. So as I said, I've done a Kitgun video, so I'm not going to go over all the details on how to build and then guild, but you can build those components, get them put together here, full credits, rank it up to 30, and then you can bring it back to be gilded, so you can, you know, it becomes a better weapon. So this is the build I've been using. We've got the Haymaker Grip, the Spore Lacer Chamber, and the Killstream Loader. However, as I may have mentioned, I've seen one with the Slap or Strap, I can't remember what it was, loader. So I may build that one and see the difference, the whatever's in it. I think it reloads quicker. And here are the mods I've been using. So you don't actually have to use the primed versions. You can use the normal variants. You can use barrel diffusion instead of galvanized diffusion if you can get hold of it. You don't have to have all these spanky mods, and I do have a riven mod. I actually have 3 Spore Lacer riven mods, and I'm going to tell you for why. Because you can buy them really cheap, and I mean really cheaply, from the Warframe market. Not affiliated with it, but I use Warframe market, and I bought over the years. I think I also got a riven mod just revealed as a Spore Lacer, but they're around 5 to 10 plat each, and as long as you've got the Kuva to re-roll them, you can just keep re-rolling until you get better stats. I tend to have a lot of critical damage and critical chance come up on the re-rolls, to be honest. I was looking for a status chance one, but no, it just wouldn't have it, so I'm going to keep trying. I wanted to go status heavy, but I have noticed that the high critical chance does just seem to melt through everything. So you saw my general use one. That's the one I created. This one, it says Tonker on it. That's because I found an Overframe build that said it was like a Tonker but better. And I can't remember the name of that person. And I also started using a Ninjase build. I always try Ninjase's builds on Overframe because they're usually quite good. However, they're not really recent builds, and obviously we've had some changes to how damage takes place in the game, so you know. And as you can see, we've got the Pax Charge Arcane in there. They only fit into Kitguns, and that just means we don't need to pick up ammo. It just reloads itself. You also don't really need to reload the weapon. Once it runs out of ammo, it just recharges its ammo. It starts off with 7. I've put on my general one, I can't actually remember which one it is, but I've got higher ammo. It might be my Riven, actually. I've got like 9 ammo instead of 7, which doesn't sound like much, but because of the fulmination, the prime fulmination, the radial attack of this weapon is quite good. So we're going to go into the Simulacrum. I'm going to show you it. I did take it on a Steel Path mission. You can take on Steel Path enemies, but I'm trying to show that you can get hold of this kit gun quite early on in the game and use it on lower level stuff, and it feels good, you know. And you don't have to have a riven mod in it. In fact, because of its low riven disposition, it's not always ideal to put riven mods in. I think with low riven dispositions, you have to maybe aim to have a negative effect in there in your riven. I'm not 100% certain on rivens yet. I'm still learning. I know, I've been playing this game for freaking years and I'm still learning. So we have headed to the Simulacrum. This is the Sanctum Simulacrum. That means because I'm LR 2 or 3 now, I can't remember, I can get my enemy levels up to 220 here, and I can also add the Steel Path modified enemies in here, and I can just show you how well this kit gun is doing with the general use mod config I've got in. And I brought my Tenet Glaxian to slow the enemies down, and I've brought the Rhino Parasitic armor build. The Rhino Parasitic armor build video is up if you're interested in it. As you can see, we've got over 200,000 over guard, and you can get that over 300k depending on which enemies you're taking on. Honestly, it's bonkers amounts of over guard, and I've been using this Rhino Parasitic armor build to do my Coda kind of liches, the Coda Technocytes even. And I'm just showing you some of these 220 Steel Path modified enemies. It's holding its own, and it will just recharge its own ammo. Like, what's not to love? I really love this kit gun. I always had a soft spot in my heart for it. I called it Squelchy and Squelcher because it makes a squelchy noise. And I also wanted to bring up the fact that you can give these weapons, kit guns, whatever weapon you want, to your crew members that you can then have on call. Now, to get to an on-call crew member, you have to rank up your command intrinsics on your railjack. However, I have now ranked up mine to command rank 10, which means I can now buy or hire elite crew members from Ticker at Fortuna. And I've given this lovely crew member, this is an elite crew member, my Squelcher or Squelchy kit gun. I believe it's the Squelcher. And I can call them out in missions, and I'm going to show you them in the Simulacrum. Now, I don't know if it still stands, but the weapons often are that when you give them to your crew members, they can override certain things in missions, like I don't know if it's enemy armor or shields or something. I don't know the details. If anybody in the comments can tell us if that's true or if I'm on the right track, I don't know. But I often find my crew members, elite or not, with my kit gun would just mullet everything before I could get to it. Whether I was on normal star chart or Steel Path, it didn't matter. They were gone. If only the on-call crew member could last for a bit longer in missions. Oh my goodness, they're so good. They're so worth having on your gear loadout. And as you can see, we've headed back to the Simulacrum, and I was able to pop out my elite on-call crew member to show you. The only thing I'm doing here is popping my Rhino abilities and slowing the enemies down with my Tenet Glaxian so that we can actually see my on-call crew member's kit gun is exactly the same one I've got in action, and I have to say it's really addictive, and I love my on-call crew member because he's very serious about his job. Some of the things he says really do tickle me. Extreme, what does he say? Extreme correction has been carried out. Oh my god, makes me lol every time. I know, I'm very easy, please. As you can see, I'm just slowing them down with Lieutenant Glaxian, and yes, I'm obviously adding some cold status effects to them or something, I don't know, but my mate, my on-call mate is doing all the hard work here. And as you can see now, I didn't show you the original sentience that I took on. It took me quite a while to take them all down. However, with me and my crewmate, me slowing them down, popping my Rhino raw, and then also having a little bash at my Squelcher kit gun at them, between us we took them down in relatively short time. And I know it's a controlled environment, I know it's not the same as being in a mission. I have taken this on-call crewmate with myself and my Squelcher on Steel Path missions solo, and it's been absolutely fine. And I have to be honest, this Rhino parasitic armor build is just so freaking useful when you're on your own, to protect yourself from dying, especially on Steel Path or higher level missions on the normal star chart. So there you go, my darlings. I had a whale of a time revisiting my kit gun. I remember when I first came to Warframe and I discovered this gun, just how pleased I was. And I actually discovered this kit gun before Incarnate weapons were a thing. So you can imagine how joyful I was, how useful it is as you go through the game. And it took me a long time to get those 8 former in it and get those good mods. So I still rate it now because of that. I know a lot of people are like, there are much better weapons in the game. There are, but in a pinch, this one is really useful. If you haven't done any work on your, you know, better weapons that you're getting hold of, yeah, I'm just saying, it's just something to work towards. And also, you get affinity from, I believe it's the chamber components. There are less of those to use when you're building your kit guns, but you will get affinity once you've built it, ranked it up to 30, and then gilded it. After the gilding and re-ranking it up to 30, that's when you'll earn affinity, which means you're increasing your mastery rank, hopefully. So there you go, my darlings. Let me know if you've got hold of any of the kit guns. If you've got a better build, share it with us. If you've got a better combination, share it with us. I have built some primaries, but they just never ever worked out as well as this particular kit gun. So it's the one I keep going back to and enjoying. Now, obviously, I do have my Incarnate Latum secondary, which I would take to higher level Steel Path stuff. But I'm not obsessed with Steel Path, even though I'm LR3. I just want to go and kill things and loot, you know, and have funsies. So my darlings, what do you think? Let me know. Are you like further on in the game, you haven't even touched kit guns, or you early on in the game and you're like, oh my god, now I'm going to work towards kit guns? Oh hell yes. Or are you like affinity farming? Like, what's going on over there? Let me know, because we're all nosy betches. And before I wrap up, the names on the screen are my Fearless and Wolf Barbarians. These are my YouTube members. They pay their real life hard-earned money to get access to my videos early, and they're all on the Discord, being generally awesome people. See Wolfx UK, my darling, I hope you're feeling a little better. It is a wonderful community over there, really friendly, really helpful. Not just Warframe gamers, but just gamers in general are freaking awesome, and you are more than welcome to join. The Discord link is on that channel. Come and say hi and don't be shy, my darling. So let us know what you think of the kit guns. Where are you in the game? Are you new? If you're new, you are more than welcome. We also have a clan called the Crystal Vipers. You're more than welcome to come and join, and you will get help. We've got a lot of generous, kind people in the Discord that just want to share the love and the joy of gaming, not just in Warframe, but elsewhere too. So my darlings, thank you so much for watching. Do drop a like, comment and or sub. Your support is everything to a little YouTuber like myself. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope to see you again in the next one, but in the meantime, you take care now and goodbye.